Imagine a world where a single disease could wipe out entire villages, where children, parents, and grandparents alike could die overnight from an invisible enemy. This wasn't fiction, this was reality. Smallpox, one of the deadliest diseases in human history, had a fatality rate of roughly 30%. For those who survived, horrific scars, blindness, and lifelong suffering were the cruel rewards. But in 1796, one man did the unthinkable. Edward Jenner, a British doctor with a keen eye and relentless curiosity, discovered a method to stop this deadly disease, using something most would have never imagined. Something from cows. This is the story of the very first vaccine, the medical breakthrough that saved millions of lives and changed humanity forever. Smallpox has been humanity's silent executioner for over 3,000 years. Ancient Egyptian mummies show signs of its scars. Ancient Chinese texts described pustules and deadly outbreaks. Even in the 18th century, the disease claimed hundreds of thousands of lives each year. Entire communities were decimated in a single season. Fact number 1. Smallpox killed an estimated 400,000 people every year in 18th century Europe alone. Fact number 2. Its fatality rate was staggering. Nearly 1 in 3 infected people died. Fact number 3. Those who survived were often left blind or permanently scarred, a permanent reminder of the disease's wrath. Even by the 1900s, despite advances in medicine, smallpox was far from eradicated. 50 million people were still infected every single year. This disease wasn't just deadly, it was relentless. Entire generations lived in fear, awaiting the next outbreak. But then, Edward Jenner, a country doctor from Berkeley, England, noticed something peculiar. It started with the milkmaids. Women who worked with cows, milking them daily, seemed immune to smallpox. What could explain this? Milkmaids, the women tending cows, never seemed to catch smallpox. Their hands bore pox marks from a different, far milder disease, cowpox. And here's the incredible connection. People who had cowpox never contracted smallpox. Could it be that this mild disease from cows was actually a shield against humanity's deadliest plague? It seemed almost too good to be true, but Jenner was determined to find out. This observation laid the foundation for the concept of vaccination. A naturally acquired, milder infection might prevent a deadly one, a revolutionary idea at the time. In 1796, Edward Jenner decided to take a bold, unprecedented step. He would deliberately expose a human being to cowpox to see if it could protect against smallpox. The volunteer was an 8-year-old boy named James Phipps. Nervous but obedient, James had no idea he was about to make history. James contracted cowpox, but only mildly. Fever, discomfort, nothing life-threatening. Weeks later, Jenner did the unthinkable. He exposed James to smallpox to test the immunity. And the result? Astonishing. James did not develop smallpox at all. He was completely immune. Jenner had just discovered vaccination, the first tool in humanity's fight against infectious disease. This wasn't just a medical breakthrough, it was a revolution. One experiment, one bold idea, and the world would never be the same. News of Jenner's discovery spread rapidly. By 1801, over 100,000 people had been vaccinated in England alone. By 1803, vaccination campaigns were traveling across Europe, carried by doctors and merchants. Governments began to realize the power of vaccination. By the late 1800s, vaccination was mandated in some countries. By the 1900s, smallpox cases plummeted dramatically as vaccination programs expanded globally. And in 1980, humanity achieved the impossible. Smallpox was eradicated. For the first time in history, a deadly disease was completely wiped from the planet. This was one of the greatest achievements in medical history. Millions of lives saved. generations freed from a disease that had haunted humanity for millennia. It's estimated that vaccines have saved over 200 million lives since Jenner's first experiment. Today, vaccines protect us from measles, polio, COVID-19, influenza, and countless other diseases. They remain one of the biggest reasons humans live longer and healthier lives. Before vaccines, 1 in 5 children died before the age of 5. Now, hundreds of millions of lives are saved annually. And it all began with one doctor, one milkmaid, and one brave child. Jenner's curiosity and courage changed the course of human history forever. Vaccination is more than medicine. It's hope made tangible. All of this started because one man took a crazy risk, observed the world closely, and asked one simple question. Could a milder disease protect humanity? Do you think Jenner was brave or reckless for testing the first vaccine on a child? Tell us in the comments. If you love uncovering history's greatest firsts, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. We've got more mind-blowing episodes coming on First One Facts.